My name is Josianne. I'm gratefully recovering from compulsive eating. And I do what you all do, I measure my food, turn it over to a loving sponsor. God and abstinence, most important. Love my Lord, who reminds me every day he's doing for me what I cannot do for myself, not just with abstinence, with everything else, especially remembering that I'm enough, I have enough, and I do enough. And I use that mantra as my prayer, inviting my higher power, who I choose to call God, in to guide me and share my experience, strength, and hope, hopefully help somebody. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Anya. Thank you, everybody, for doing service. Thank you, Anne, so very much for asking me to speak. I was not coming to this meeting until I met Anne, and she told me if I would speak, and then I started coming. And I'm like, why wasn't I going? Because I'm from Europe too. You know, I was born in Malta, and I came here to the United States when I was 19. I just got married, and been here ever since. Where do I start? Oh my goodness. This is about food or our abstinence. Grew up in a big family. Food was love. Youngest of 9. Drama, trauma, you name it, it was there. Abuse, everything. And I discovered at 4 years old that food was my friend. And I could escape, I could numb, and it became my friend. And I was overweight most of my life, very overweight. I come from high numbers. And my dream in life growing up as a teenager, when I came to this country, especially because I knew there were so many diets and diet programs out here, was to be thin. When I am thin, I will be happy. And overweight people are bad people. That's the message I got growing up. So I really always felt less than. Oh my goodness, it's been a long journey. I'm 57 years old, and I just celebrated a year in abstinence a week ago. And I've been here, thank you, 12 years. And I had 4.5 years of abstinence. I got it. When I came, I was the poster child of GreySheet. You name it, I did it. But I was Pollyannish. I was not in touch with my feelings. I had buried those feelings so deep, 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 deep down. And then recovery happened, doing the steps, discovered abuse, trauma. And but that's in GreySheet. How did I find GreySheet? I had done everything, diets, lab band surgery. They had to remove it, got the slip. That was torture. And basically had given up that I would be, the last I weighed, I was 334 pounds. And I resolved myself. That was how I was going to be the rest of my life. So, because I had tried everything, and I was working as a cook, and I loved it. I mean, on my feet, and I worked other jobs. So I was on my feet from like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. I don't know how I did it for years and years. And today I feel it. My body feels that. And that's the trauma that I did to my body with the food. And got to be a diabetic, had high blood pressure. And I had to quit working because of some medical conditions, and all I did was eat. So I was home, and I realized I had a problem with food. I couldn't stop. All I did was eat. I mean, I knew before I tried diets, but this was different. And I went to away and away, stopped working after 6 months, I think. But I had met this woman in an AA meeting of all places, because I was told to go to AA meetings and I was quitting smoking and da da da. And I used to see her at my church, and I'm like, she's so beautiful. And oh my gosh, she must have no problems in the world. And anyway, one day I must have shared at AA that I also have a problem with food. And she approached me and she asked me, but what do you do? How do you know what to eat? And I wasn't away at that time. I said, yeah, I know. I just pick what I want. But she was so good. She was so good. If she pushed me, I would have ran the other way. You know, she really did her 12-step work very good. And to make a long story short, we kept bumping in each other. And one day I was desperate. I met her in the supermarket and she told me she's having this meeting, GreySheet meeting at her house. And would I go? I was desperate. I had the gift of desperation. And I was hooked. I started weighing and measuring. I weighed the food raw. I'm like, I'm going to starve. You know, the meat, when I cooked it, it was so small. And then the next day, because she didn't give me a GreySheet, and I'm glad she didn't, because if I saw the GreySheet, I would have ran the other way. And she was smart. I really believe it was all God. I believe that. And I'm grateful. It was really God's hand in getting me here. And like I already said, long-term abstinence, that was rock bottom one. And then I was in relapse for 5.5, well, maybe, 6 years. And I never left, but I had a lot of day ones, day zeros. And I forgot to say, when I had my abstinence, my diabetes was gone. Doctors are baffled. What happened? No medication required. I was looking good and I felt good. But now I hear, which I didn't understand then, it's a rented body, you know. Anyway, I never left, but it was a rocky road, those years of relapse. And a little bit over a year ago, I hit bottom again. I hit bottom before I came, and I hit bottom in recovery. And I kept praying. I would get on meetings, the phone meetings, and say, day zero, I need help. And this woman told me, she had 40 years. She said, you will get it, because you're staying in the meetings. Don't be so hard on yourself. But I gained 50 pounds in 2.5 months. My diabetes, I really was scared that I was gonna have a stroke or whatever. But I could not stop eating. So I kept praying, and I went to a service, and I really got a spiritual awakening. I got the willingness and the desire to weigh and measure my food for one day. And that day became 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it came up to a year. And I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my experience. It's not been an easy year. I've had my cravings till recently. But it's being lifted. And I acted as if, because I had a lot of sadness. I lost my best friend who turned on me. You know, I know today that food was no longer my friend. And that's a gift. That's a gift from God, that food is not my friend anymore. And like I said, I acted as if, but now I'm starting to see when people say, I'm here. And graciously, thank you, Anya, saving my life. And some are sicker than others. I believe that. I mean, for me, I've been in institutions. Next would be death, a slow, torturous death. But today I'm abstinent. And I talk a bit about my recovery. One day at a time. I go to at least a meeting a day, sometimes 2, 3, depending. I used to be better on my outreach calls. I still make them, but sometimes not 3. I do a lot of texting. I read literature. I do prayer and meditation. And the tools, of course, the first tools of weighing and measuring my food. And my food is delicious. Really is. It's good. Sometimes I'm sad when I have 2 mouthfuls left, you know. And like I said, I have medical issues going on. And I'm learning to live life. Sometimes life is too boring, you know. I don't work, I'm on disability. Because I'm realizing I used to be addicted to adrenaline too. It's like the food gave me the high, gave me the misery. It just take away all the boredom and whatever. I'm in other 12-step programs. I believe in the steps. I work the steps. Like I said, when I did them, there was trauma. So now I work them mostly with my therapist because that was my experience, and a lot of stuff came up. What else? Those are the tools. And Zoom is great. It's good to see all over the world, across the world. And I really don't have anything else to say except I'm grateful to be a part of this community. GreySheet, again, is saving my life. My family knows it, my immediate family, my sons. They will go 100 miles to get me my food if they have to, because they've seen what it did to me. And I'm truly blessed for that. My family of origin, they don't get, oh, you're on that diet, how are you? I just don't go there. And I'm also, the best part, I'll end with this, is realizing that I treated people a lot better than I treated myself. And I'm learning to treat myself right and love and accept myself, even though the weight is coming off very slowly. It's nothing like I gained it. When I came in, I lost 150 pounds in a year. Now it's like 30 pounds in a year. So, but it's good because when I lost all that weight, I still wasn't ready for that body. So, and they're luxury problems. I only have control over the small scale, the 4.0, 8.0, 12.0. The other one, And yes, sometimes I have to watch choices because I would like to lose some more weight. But for today, I'm abstinent, and that's the best gift of all that I can give myself, self-care, by being GreySheet abstinence. And with that, I'll pass. Thank you.